Hi. Um, I would like to start out by saying that I'm an absurdist, which means that I think life doesn't make sense, but life doesn't make sense in a really funny way. Like everything is entertainment for me. And I gotta think this way. I gotta think this way because I'm really unlucky. You know, I have a lot of health issues. You know, I get sick a lot. For example, I went on a vacation, went to China, Wuhan, got sick. Right off the bat! Like I said, like I said, I am really unlucky. Like I'm from the Faroe Islands, but I live in Denmark. And the last time my grandmother came to visit me, she died, and she got cremated in Denmark. So I had to bring the urn back to the Faroe Islands. Now some people think that I look like a criminal, and sometimes those people live like they work in customs, you know. So I got stopped at the airport, you know, with an urn. You know, they take me into a room, pour the contents of the urn on the table, and I'm like, "Grandma's on the table!" Here I am, looking at a table full of ashes. In a bag of coke. Somehow it survived the incinerator, you know. It was her favorite bag. It was her favorite bag, you know. Every Christmas she was like, "I'm making pancakes!" Good old grandma. Good old grandma. To something completely different. I keep running into this quote on social media by Philip K. Dick. I don't know who Philip K. Dick is or was, but Philip K. Dick once said that the most basic tool for the manipulation of reality is the manipulation of words. If you can control the meaning of words, you can control the people who must use them. Which is a profound statement and a profound thought, especially coming from a guy who's called a dick his whole life, huh? Speaking about words, I went to a restaurant to buy something to eat and I saw they had like vegan tomato ketchup now, which made me question reality. Because, what the fuck have I been eating all these years? I have no idea. I was in Prague recently, bought a pack of potato chips with a taste of mashed potatoes. Now, I don't know who to tell this to, but every potato that reaches my mouth is ending up a mashed potato. You know? Simple logic, you know, simple logic. Another word that makes me like question the fabric of society is the word homemade, you know, like the people in Massimo's, they live there, you know. I don't get this word at all, and you know, I started thinking about this. And I came to the conclusion that serving homemade food in a homeless shelter is morally incorrect, because it's kind of like saying, so close yet so far. Here's what you could have had. I tried to impress a girl with this, you know, or she said she was a two-spirited gender person, which I found kind of exciting. You know, I was on a date because I never had a threesome. Yeah, fuck that joke, sorry. Another word I'm struggling with is sport, because, you know, what sport? What does that mean? You got sport deodorant, sodas with sport taste, sport clothing, you know, NASCAR, cycling, not sports, because you're watching traffic, you know? And how come chess is a sport, but not bingo? Another sport that kind of is confusing to me is sport fishing, because, you know, fishing is hunting. If hunting can be a sport, then war be a sport, because, you know, they already got uniforms, you know. In war, they're given medals. You know, if you get injured, you get a Purple Heart medals. In war, everyone's a winner, yay, you know, yay. And I think that, you know, drone strikes, that these should apply under the offside rule. But this is a sport that's really hard to keep score on, because, you know, in my opinion, Pearl Harbor, full of goals. But that's just me. Yeah, like I said, I am really an absurdist. I really think, like, you know, everything is kind of entertaining, you know, and I watch American politics and Donald Trump as like a TV show, you know. Season 2 Season 2 has been great so far, you know. First, it's like, calling Zelensky a dictator, they're opening the doors for friendship, and he invites him over, and he's like, what I told you, it's very, very weird. It reminds me of the season 1 episode when the tiger came writing to him, asking to be released, and everyone was like, is he sneaking a pardon him, Season 2 started really good, with him going full Grinch, trying to steal Santa's home in the North Pole, I really like that. Reminds me of the season 1 Christmas COVID classic, when they told everyone to inject bleach, remember that, It really warmed my heart, My favorite season 2 episode so far has been the deportation episodes, when he sent Dr. Phil out to commentate. Did you see that? Dr. Phil was like, this is a surgical tactical operation targeting criminals. Makes me wish that Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter, was still alive. You remember that guy? Yeah. Makes me wish he was still alive so they could send him instead. Imagine Stephen Irwin going, cranky! Would you look at that one over there? Whoa! Look at that jawline! Looks like a Taiwanese opium smuggler. I would have been taken for that. Not as good as my favorite episode, which is the one where he buried his wife on a golf course to get a tax deduction. That should have had Olympic medal. That was great. Amazing, yeah. I as you can clearly tell, I'm kind of a weird person. I question everything. Everything. I don't understand race. I don't understand nationalities and identities and all of this. People to me are like avatars of consciousness, which is why AI has given me a new layer of insecurity, because I used to be afraid that someone was listening in on my phone calls. I lay up at night, look at my phone, and I wonder, does it like me? I don't know. Another thing that I never understood was the Bible, because the good guy is like, I'll drown everyone, I'll torture my son to death, and if you don't believe in me, I'll send you to this place where you will wail and howl and cry forever in anguish, wishing you were never born. And the bad guy is like, hey, have an apple.